name is Tanya. I am a social media marketer and digital content creator, and I am here to help you and your small to medium-sized business thrive in the digital world. I would love to talk to you today about whether you really need social media. I know this is actually still a question with businesses that I work with. So if you're in this boat and you're thinking, is it really necessary? Can I get away with not doing social media for my small to medium-sized business? I will give you the answer. Spoiler alert, it's yes, but I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I think that's the case, and you can decide for yourself. So let's go ahead and get right into this. The very first one is increased brand awareness. Everybody knows who has ever had a business that you need customers, right? Sure, in the past, TV ads worked. Putting out flyers worked. It was pretty good effort. So I'm not knocking things of the past, but if you are starting a business today, or if you are in the midst of your business today, social media is a must. It is really no longer an option. You have got to get on social media. With more than 65% of people looking for businesses through social media, even if you're in the B2B space, you have got to be discoverable. If you are not discoverable to your audience, then how on earth is anybody going to find you, and how will you have constant customers? I've worked with a couple businesses who actually did do really well because they had a great location, they had great signage. But then when we started implementing my social media management strategies, we saw business skyrocket 25, 35% just in the first 90 days. So if you are not on social media and you're in a thriving business, think about how much greater your revenue could be if you did implement social media marketing. Today's social media platforms are actually optimized as search engines. You can go on TikTok and search where to get the best shoes, and people will be looking up what is it that you're selling. And if you're not there, guess what? They're going to your competitors. So if you want to get your brand out there and you want to get known, you have got to get on social media. In fact, just the other day, I was looking for a place to eat. My mom was in town, and I did a search on TikTok. I searched San Antonio places to eat for vegans. An Instagram search, San Antonio places to eat for vegans. The same works with Twitter, with YouTube, obviously. People are searching these platforms now, sometimes as their number one go-to before they even go to Google. I'm in that boat. So if you're only posting Google ads, you are missing a large part of the population, especially if you're targeting younger people. If you're looking for a younger generation, if you're looking for even people in their 30s and 40s, guess what? They're on these social media platforms. Get on TikTok, get on Instagram. You are missing a large part of your ideal target market if you are not on these platforms. Number 2, cost-effective marketing. I cannot overstate this enough. Google ads are exponentially more expensive than Twitter ads, TikTok ads. The newer a social media platform is, actually the lower cost you're going to get for social media. I have talked to small and medium-sized businesses who are saying, we're putting $2,000 a month into Google ads. And I'm thinking to myself, my goodness, do you have any idea the reach that you could have if you switched your tactics from Google ads on to even just boosting YouTube shorts, or gosh, investing into some TikTok ads, LinkedIn for B2B? I'm telling you, that can go infinitely farther than what you could do on Google. And I say that to say this, you don't have to start with huge amounts of money in order to be successful on these platforms. I do recommend doing some ad spend. There are a few platforms that you can get really good organic reach. If you're wanting to really reach a broad audience, you want to put a little bit of ad spend behind it, but you can start with $200. You can start with $100. I have run ads for $20 and still gotten some results with that. When I have appointments with my clients, that's one of the questions that I ask, what kind of results are you expecting? And you can kind of taper your ad spend accordingly. But the bottom line is you are going to get some really cost-effective marketing through these social media platforms. If you are only doing Google ads, or if you haven't done ads at all, I am telling you, this is a whole other world that can take your business to another level. All right, let's move on to number 3, competitive advantage. I think that in the past, let's say the last 5 to 10 years, if you were on a social media platform, you had a competitive advantage because other businesses weren't. Today, that's heavily shifting, and it's shifting very rapidly. Most CEOs are saying, yes, we need to invest more into social media marketing. If you are not on that bandwagon, I actually would say that you are at a competitive disadvantage. No business wants to be at a competitive disadvantage. So the more you post, whether that be something that's trendy, whether it be something that's a little bit just something about your business that people can connect with, that's really what they're looking for. And they want to hear from you regularly. They want to see, the progression of your brand. And more than that, they want to be able to interact. So they're going to leave comments. They're going to want to hear back from you. It becomes a conversation. Business is no longer this one way, I'm selling to you and now you're going to buy my product and I will never know your name. People want to be known. They want to be seen. Your customers want to be able to relate with your brand. When people can identify with your brand, when they can relate with the other people that use your brand, when they can relate with the people behind the brand, talking about, these business owners, the people that work within the company, the values of the company, if they can relate with those things, you've got a loyal customer for life. So let's move on to number 4, targeted advertising. Social media platforms actually really know their audience versus a TV commercial that just aired to everybody in the world. They are going to be able to see who is most likely to be interested in the product or offering or service that you have, and they target those people. Every social media platform has its own algorithm that gets to know behaviors, their interests, and it delivers the right ad to the right person at the right time. How much better can we get, and how much more can we ask for coming from, if you are like me and remember being given a flyer for something that you don't care about and you probably will never care about? It's so much more effective than cold calling, than cold emailing. I'm not saying that those things don't have their place, but this is the future. Welcome to the future. Number 5, increased customer loyalty. I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but social media really gives you an opportunity to tell your brand's story. If you don't tell your story, someone else will. So I've come across a couple businesses where they're like, I don't want to get on camera. I don't want people to know the background of our business. I don't want the business to be about me. And I think all of that is valid. But at the same time, your business has a story. And if you don't tell that story, number 1, you're not connecting with your audience in the greatest way possible. And number 2, you are not giving them an opportunity to connect with you. I'd like to give you an example. Here is this mug. It's a great mug. It has a handle. Look at all the features. It's tall. It's extra tall. It's great. So if I'm selling the features of a product, that's one thing. But if I'm actually selling the story, and I tell you, this mug came from my roots. My grandmother built these mugs when she was living in Russia, and she had the most beautiful mugs and pottery that anyone could ever ask for. And when I was a little girl, she taught me how to create these mugs, and we created them with heart, all different shapes and sizes. And I just remember sitting beside her. I remember what it was like to have my hands inside of the pot and make them in custom colors. It may not sound like a whole lot, but people really relate to the background stories behind your brand. I think some good examples of this is Shark Tank. If you watch Shark Tank, you really get connected with these people because most of the time they're giving them an opportunity to sell their brand story. So I won't show any video from that. I don't want to get tagged by the YouTube algorithm, but go on and watch some of these because you will see you connect with these people and you want them to succeed because they're telling their story. If you don't get their story, then you are not relating with them in the same way. Sometimes it's simply the story that makes people want to buy from you. But I grew up in a generation where it was all about the product. Does this vacuum clean great, better than the others? That is a thing of the past. Today's consumers care very much about your story and what you stand for. Does your brand really care about the environment? Do you support charities, social equity? These are things that your clients also care about, and they will support you over other brands as long as you are vocalizing through social media platforms that your brand does stand for these things. So, do you need social media? Yes. Resounding yes. Get on your social media platforms and take advantage of this amazing opportunity. The world of social media is your oyster. Again, my name is Tanya. I'm so grateful that you joined in with me today, and I will see you next time. Keep it fresh.